Hi, good day. I hope you all had a great weekend. I thought I'll make a video like I'm gonna make and put on a web page once the web page is ready. But there's nothing that stopped me that I can't supply you the videos along. First, I'm going to start with the Euro US dollar, and this is a daily graph. As you can see, the Euro came down through that trend line today, and if we get a close there today, then we'll zoom in just now and maybe wait for a retrace back to the trend line and then down. It's also crossed this trend line and the moving average at the same time, which is good news. We obviously want to get in at a good price because our first target will be this 37% fib. And so let's just zoom in on the 4-hour. As you can, I actually drew some before I go there. You can sort of see there's some little bit of divergence in the histogram already coming into play here. So we'll watch and see what the 4-hour does. Okay, here's our 4-hour. As you can see, we start getting divergence on the 4-hour, and we made that nice sort of triple top, and that's also head and shoulder. There's a shoulder, head is higher, there's the right shoulder. It came down. I did short it around here on Friday. Unfortunately I took profit there by the trend line. I expected a bounce from that trend line back up, but America was downgraded, and so it became volatile, and that sort of made the S&P and the FTSE and all the stocks came down, and it dragged Euro with it. So we're through the trend line. We'll have to see how it closes, like I say, and hopefully what I would like to see is a nice pullback from this 4-hour, maybe 1 or 2 4-hour candles, and then candle info for down again. Maybe we can get a seller down there and with a target down there and a stop above that swing highs there. So we got to see what happens. We obviously, our first level to get through will be that one, and that level won't be a factor because that's where we're going to take profit. So we got to try and get through this. If we're in a trade, we got to try and get through that level to get to the 37. But so all we can do now is wait, and I will send a trade out if that comes into play, and we are going to short it. So let's look at it now. I'm watching the Swiss as well, the Swiss here, the US dollar Swiss, and again we got a strong daily candle. We sort of put a support in there on the bottom. We get a close like this, and then we'll see what the 4-hour does now, and then and decide when we will take along. So let's look at the 4-hour. Okay, on the 4-hour we again we've had a swing low there and there, so we're sort of making a dollar bottom by taking by roughly that level out there. Sort of confirms the double bottom. What I would like to see here is on this 4-hour to now get maybe a little pullback on a 4-hour, maybe just 1 or 2 candles, and then a turn. I want to see sort of a swing high there, and then what I then would do is take from there to there, maybe a trend line, and then with a break of that trend line we can go long and get a stop below in there somewhere, and our first target will be that 37% fib level, and we'll have to get past these sort of swing lows there as well when we get there, but at that stage we'll be far enough from our entry level. So I'll be watching this one as well. Again, I want to see a pullback before I take the trade. On the Aussie US dollar, we haven't, not a nice trend line this. Basically this trend line should be drawn differently. That would be the right proper trend line for this pair here. And this is on a daily chart. Again, we want to see a close below there, and let's have a 4-hour look. On the Aussie US dollar, we're still sitting, we've made a double top there. Once we break this level here, would be sort of a confirmation that the double top is in place. And for move further down, we just get some fibs in. Alright, so if that level holds, and this level on top here, this double top, while that's in play, we'll have to just look for shorts. When it's 4 hour, if it closes below this trend line, depending how far below it closes, what's nice here is we've got a level there, so if it can close below there and below the trend line here, we might be able to get a short in here again, and that's far enough from this demand point to get the stop, maybe to break even at least, before that's probably sort of a very important level this to get through, this whole level, and then if we can get through there, we can go towards our first real fib level, which is 37% more or less. And so I'm going to look to short the Aussie too, but only with a close below that trend line. Yes, the euro pound also interesting. Yeah, we're also waiting for a short again. If we can get a close below here, this is a daily, we even got divergence on the daily, and then we can short it. If we take a look at it, looks on the 4 hour, we just started getting through that trend line there. Again, still a bit before this candle closes, and if it does depend how far below this line it closed, but I wouldn't just short it. The reason again being that first demand point we've got is sitting there, which is right about there. Now my stop must at least be roughly, I look on the hourly where I place it where they swing lows and highs, but if I take a trade here, it might take a bounce here from this whole level here, which is too close. So I must probably just take this trade, or I'll take it with a very small lot and try and make it stick. And we got a 37% retrace level already right down here. So it's not going to be such a good short. The only thing I can do is take a small one and then hopefully and try and get it to 50 or to 62%. I will watch the dollar index and see, and the euro index at least, because the euro pound, it's a euro against a pound and not against a dollar, and look if which one is a weak one and which one is a strong one, and then make a decision on that one. Another pair I'm watching is the US dollar yen. Again, I want to long it. It's been going down for a long time. If I can get a close above this trend line and get a small enough stop just to get away from this level to there, and then up to a fib level, then that will be good. So I'm waiting for this US dollar yen to actually start moving back up and try and get a break of a trend line with divergence and a couple of other things I look at, and see if we can't pick up a trade there. I'm also watching New Zealand dollar, US dollar, but that looks exactly the same as the Aussie. We're basically looking for the same things there as well. So that's some of the currencies I'm watching, just to show you what I'm looking for and what I'm waiting for, and hopefully by tomorrow we'll get a trade away on one of these currency pairs, and that will be emailed to you. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks.